everyone, welcome back to the channel. I'm Olive Badger. Sorry for the unconventional setup. I was not actually available at my normal setup to record this update, so it's just me with my gaming headset. So I do apologize for that. But I really wanted to talk about this because today we're dropping a massive update on the Visa and Mastercard saga that's not just hitting Steam, but now spreading to itch.io and beyond. So picture this, your go-to indie game haven suddenly hides hundreds of adult titles because, surprise, surprise, credit card giants are playing moral police. Courtesy of Collective Shout, which is like just a whole crazy rabbit hole that we're just not going to get into today. This isn't even just about games. It's financial censorship on steroids, guys, and it's escalating fast. Now, if you caught my last video on the initial Steam crackdown, you know payment processors like Visa and Mastercard are pressuring platforms to purge quote-unquote problematic adult content. But the updates since then are wild. As of July 2025, Steam has delisted nearly 5,000 games, mostly Japanese visual novels with themes like incest, BDSM, slavery, or exploitation. Valve even confirmed it's all because of these payment giants saying, and I quote, "We were notified that certain games may violate the rules of our payment processors, and losing those methods would cripple sales across the board," end quote. Developers got slammed with no warnings or appeals. The games are just gone, and some are getting app credits as a sorry not sorry type of thing, I guess. But it is devastating creators who poured their hearts into these titles. And it's not stopping at Steam, because just today, July 24th, 2025, indie darling itch.io dropped a bombshell. They are de-indexing all adult NSFW content from their public browse and search pages. That means these games aren't fully removed. You can still access them via direct links if you've already bought them, but they're being shadow banned from discovery, making it way harder for new players to find them. Itch.io's official update cites increased scrutiny from our payment processors, echoing Steam's woes with Visa and Mastercard, and even likely PayPal in the mix. Activist group Collective Shout is getting called out again for their role in pushing these demands. Itch.io's founder called the change sudden and disruptive, apologizing to the community while stressing it was to keep the platform's payments flowing. This hits thousands of indie devs hard, especially in niches like erotic visual novels, kink games, and explicit stories. None of those things are for me, but hey, as long as it's not illegal, you deserve the right to make and sell those games, and the customer has the right to purchase them. So events like game jams could even suffer too if the things get too quote-unquote transgressive. So far, no other major platforms like Patreon, OnlyFans, or DL site have announced fresh policy tweaks in the last few days tied to this wave. But with the pressure building, it's only a matter of time before more join this purge. This all ties into a deeper, years-long pattern of financial censorship. Let's break down the timeline to see how we got here. Back in 2023, Mastercard beefed up its adult content rules, mandating strict monitoring and removal of anything unlawful or risky. The ACLU fired back with complaints, arguing it overreaches into legal consensual kink under the banner of safety. Platforms like Patreon started clamping down on extreme themes to comply. Then early 2024, we saw Mastercard and Visa target Japanese sites like DL site, blocking payments and forcing silly tag renaming for content like lolly, even though it's legal fiction there. Visa Japan's CEO spun it as quote-unquote brand protection, but it smacked of cultural overreach, hitting sites like Pixiv and Fansly too. By mid-2024, the squeeze went global on adult hubs. OnlyFans toned down to more vanilla vibes to dodge blacklisting, and Pornhub's been battling payment blocks since the 2020 scandals. Activist outfits like Australia's Collective Shout ramped up, bombarding Visa, Mastercard, and PayPal with complaints painting them as accomplices to quote-unquote violence against women. So fast forward to July 2025, and Steam's delisting kicked off the latest firestorm. Collective Shout even claimed credit, boasting about slashing problematic games from 500 to just 82. But backlash is brewing. A Change.org petition with thousands of signatures is demanding these processors stop dictating what we can watch, read, or play. Heavy hitters like Nier creator Yoko Taro blasted it as censoring foreign free speech, and Japan's government is threatening lawsuits against Visa and Mastercard for meddling in local culture. At the heart of it, Visa and Mastercard's duopoly, over 90% of global credit cards, lets them slap fines up to $10,000 a month or yank services entirely for noncompliance. They're not just censoring, but enforcing vague policies on platforms to protect their brands from scandals, regulatory heat like the US Durbin Amendment or EU rules, and Collective Shout, being around since 2019, pushes weird feminist angles against objectification, but critics see them more as radicals forcing global morals. Also, they supported cuties, so WTF Collective Shout. Valve and itch.io, well, they're caving to survive as losing payments would kill their business. I really don't blame them, even though it sucks. PayPal's in the same boat, already restricting indie spots. This deeper issue is about unelected corpos as gatekeepers, bypassing laws and courts to control what you buy. Cultural clashes are real. Japanese devs get hit hardest where fiction norms differ. As of right now, this is evolving and could redefine gaming. So go ahead and drop in the comments what your thoughts are. Hopefully, with the next update, I'll actually be able to give you guys something good instead of this weird setup. I appreciate your patience. Thank you so much for listening to this video. Have a fantastic rest of your day and peace out.